So a few months ago, I was with a friend of mine, and we get together from time to time to talk about business and how our businesses are going and growing them and making them more prosperous and how we're dealing with our businesses on a regular basis. So I was telling her that I had gotten to a point in my life where I wanted to continue to do business, I wanted it to grow, and I wanted to be more prosperous, but I was unwilling to work twice as many hours to make that happen. That I have different priorities now. I want to spend time with friends and family. I want to be able to read and be in my relationships and have time to be in nature and do whatever makes my heart sing. And so she said, well, I don't think that's possible to have both. And I kind of sat with that, and I think the conventional wisdom is that you have to work more to make more money, be more prosperous, or have a bigger business. But something just didn't sit right for me with that, and so I didn't debate it with her. I just kind of let it sit, and I went home and I thought about it some more. And the more I thought about it, the more there was a conflict for me in my mind and in my heart, especially about that. And so I checked back in with my own counsel. And when I check in with my own counsel, that means that I check in with divine mind, which is my mind, which is Eli in that story. And what I heard and what was affirmed for me is that anything is possible. So as long as I did not accept that premise, it didn't have to be true for me. And so I articulated a prayer that said, show me how to do this, because I believe all things are possible. I believe that it's possible to be prosperous and to have a business, a growing business, without having to kill myself to have it happen. And so I waited, because sometimes the answer doesn't come right away. Sometimes we get signs or answers or guidance as we go through our day, and something becomes clear to us, whether it's through the next person who says something to us, a video we might listen to, a movie we might watch, a song that we hear on the radio. So many signals come from everywhere to guide us, just like in today's daily word, that we wait for that guidance. And so as the weeks and the days went on, I started to hear messages from different places about what to do and how to do it. So every single time something else happened, I just kind of nodded my head and I said, yes, this feels right. Whereas her statement did not. I had a knowing within my soul that I was starting to hear what I needed to hear and get the information I needed in order to move forward. So today's daily word about guidance is important, and yesterday's daily word, believe, is also important. It says, as a spiritual being, my potential is unlimited. What is my vision for myself? Do I think I am limited in some way? I am a perfect child of God, and as such I possess everything necessary to accomplish whatever I desire. Everything that I need is within, just waiting for me to believe. What is my vision for my loved ones and friends? Do I see problems that reduce their chances of growth, thus limiting their future? They may feel this way, but I believe in them. I see beyond outer appearances to the truth that they too are spiritual beings. What is my vision for the country I live in, for the world? I can hold the high watch by seeing only the limitless potential for good and love in this world. I believe in the truth that we are all unlimited. So it's this concept, this precept of limitlessness that is important for us to grasp. And that's what I knew I had to hold on to when I continue to have this vision for my business. And really a vision for myself. Because if I believe I'm limited, then I think for me that meant that I was going to have to put in more hours, more time in order to have what I wanted. And to create the kind of life that I wanted. Because I didn't just want a business, I wanted a life. And my business would have to fit into that. But if I believe that I'm limited, then I believe there's only the business. There's only working hard. There's only putting my nose to the grindstone. But I wanted so much more. So every single day it requires that I get up in the morning believing again that I am limitless. And what does that mean for everything else? I believe that we're limitless when you step forward and take a chance on another relationship, even though your heart was broken. That, I believe, is being limitless. When you decide that even though a loved one is passed on, that you're still connected to them, that, I believe, is limitlessness. When I no longer felt the void of people being gone, but called them to me and talked to them and felt them in my daily walk, then I felt limitless. And actually, my fear of death dissipated when I started to believe in the limitless. Because I believe when I was so terrified of death, all I felt was me, being singular and apart from everything else in life. From everyone, from everything, from spirit. That all I could feel was my own heartbeat. And didn't know what was beyond that. But when I started to live unity principles and knowing that God is everywhere, everything, that God is inside me and everyone else, and that I am interconnected with every other being and everything on this planet, somehow then I didn't fear death because it wasn't an end for me. And by that time I had had enough practice in my relationship with spirit and my awareness of spirit always with me gave me peace. And I knew that no matter what happened and no matter how that came about, that it was all okay. And I was still a part of something greater. And not greater than myself, but greater as myself. Which seems not to make rational sense. But it doesn't if all you think about is the limited. When you think of things as concrete and hard, unchanging, I believe we're limitless when we can step forward in love, agape love, as opposed to a love that has strings attached. I believe we're limitless when we can look at someone that we have a difference with and still feel connected to them. still know that they don't have dots on them, that they are worthy and good, and that they are loved also, that there is something within them, that it's not about what they believe or what they think, or how they are or how they show up, but what they are underneath the surface. Limitless. Do we really believe that that's the case? And I'm still discovering and trying to wrap my head around and figure out what does this mean I have to do for my business. But it is becoming clear as I take a step every day and I look at one more thing that's brought to me because I've had my vision open. Things may come to us, and I believe they always do, but if our vision's not open, we don't see them. And they can be right here, but our eyes are closed. Or we have the blinders on and the answer's twittering around us somewhere. Or tapping us on the shoulder. Sometimes something taps us or is trying to get our attention and we're flinging it off. Either because we're just not paying attention, or we think that something that small or insignificant just could not be the answer. Because I think in this life we get used to it being hard. Or we want something concrete. Or we think we have to suffer for it. Because that's what the world tells us. Go out and work. Put your nose to the grindstone. Do this. It's hard. Relationships are hard. Marriage is hard. This is hard. That is hard. It's not. Because we are one with divine mind. And it's so much more than just having to go to Eli. We are Eli. As that video was playing, I looked up the name Eli. It means high, ascended. It means my God. I believe in the limitless because I didn't know Paul was going to play that video. I didn't know. And yet it's perfect for my talk. That's what limitless is and does. And so when he said to me, we're just going with it this morning, I knew it would be perfect. The limitless. So when we connect, divine mind is there. We're in it. It is us. We live in it every day, but our awareness shuts off. And we get caught in the concrete. We get caught in the circumstance. We get caught in what it looks like with our human eyes. And Eli is the third eye. The divine vision. The inner vision. The part of us that doesn't even see the spots or the stars. In fact, there are no spots and stars. So really, what is our vision for ourselves? What is our vision for everything that we're attached to and that we're connected with? I watched it happen yesterday. during the group at 2 o'clock, the Rewriting Your Story. And when I watched and I listened, I was in my office doing some work, and just listening to what was happening outside my door, and it was just wonderful. Everybody talking to each other, sharing. You could hear people, just the insights that were going on, all the love that was brought from the person who facilitated. Dorothy did a wonderful job. And every single week that happens over and over and over again. And this group of people together are rising up and using divine mind and connecting to divine mind in order to remind each other that there are no spots and that you can shed whatever spots you might think you have. And trusting each other and trusting divine mind. So this is just an offshoot of I and the Father are one. It's another way to think about it. Another way to embrace your divinity. Because there is no limitation in spirit. And every single time you bump up against a wall and you feel like there's nowhere to go and nothing to do, you invoke your divinity. I and the Father are one. There is another possibility. There are unlimited possibilities at every moment. I say it often, I am one with divine mind. It's not just me. I couldn't stand before you every Sunday and give a talk if I didn't believe in divine mind. Because Kim doesn't have a talk every week. Divine mind does. Divine mind inspired Paul to play that video. So we're linked. Each of us is linked in our limitlessness. So we have reminders. I am one with divine mind. I think there's enough there. I am limitless. And things happen when we say it, when we affirm it. Are you willing to? Because things change when we think about ourselves as limitless. The world opens up in every single area of your life. And if you say it over and over again, you'll feel it and you'll recognize it happening. You'll see more possibilities. Your heart will open more. You'll feel love more. You'll feel peace more. You'll feel strong more. You'll be in your power more. You'll be connected to the people here on the earthly plane and all of those that we love that are not on the physical plane. You'll feel them. I feel my loved ones more now. And it's interesting that a lot of times I feel them in you. The family that I used to miss shows up in you. How fantastic is that? How fantastic is that? And so now I have a knowingness that when it's my time, to no longer be on this earthly plane. I still get to be connected to everyone. That gives me peace. And all my fear is gone. It's dissipated. So it's this. I am limitless. I am one with divine mind, I think, can bring us so much peace.